Our brain has these neurotransmitters that produce these three particular neurotransmitters. You know, our brain, as if you have a bite by a mosquito, the neuroreceptor informs the brain. Okay, in a nanosecond it goes into the brain, and brain sends out neurotransmitter to heal it. Okay, the blood is that carries the transmitter, the chemical or whatever, that hormone, to heal it. The mosquito will irritate your system and wait for the blood to arrive to syringe out. So as soon as you feel that bite feeling, no blood is gone. You can kill the mosquito, blood is gone at that time. It's wait for that to come. So this is a very irritated system, and the brain constantly act like the electricity, neuroreceptor, neurotransmitter. And the three transmitters, one is serotonin, that is the body clock. That's why if you sleep beyond 11 o'clock, 11:30, it will stop functioning properly. Next day you'll be kind of sleepy, drowsy, which is why people say don't study after 11 o'clock. You drink a lot of coffee or drink, then it'll affect you. If you take a flight across the country to another time zone, even if it is Singapore or Bangkok, a few hours trip, and much worse if you go to Europe or America, your serotonin will get upset, your body clock. It will take about 3 days to reset it. So what we call a jet lag is this serotonin, the body clock, that affects. This is why they advise always to keep the time zones. You'll be affected same way, not to study too late at night, because it will affect the next day's your learning ability. You may be awake in the class, but your learning ability is affected. Adrenaline is that fight and flee. You know, you have someone coming against you. Should I speak or should I keep quiet? Should I move away? Should I fight? So to fight or flee, the animal instinct. So adrenaline pumps, that gives you the animal effect. Thirdly, dopamine. Dopamine, as I mentioned the other day, the IE about, this morning, correct. You know, the social intelligence, the Wi-Fi, you know, it is dopamine, the pleasure principle that is released in order to connect to somebody, in order to move to somebody else, to attracted by somebody. So there are three of these neurotransmitters that function from our brain. Let's get into a definition of personality. What does that mean when you say she has a wonderful personality, he has no personality, he is a real personality, she is some personality? We have all these expressions in English, and I suppose in every vernacular language. The word personality is coming from the Italian or Latin word persona. Persona. You see, it is made of two words here. Per sonare. Two words. They are putting a mask on their face. You see the mask here. You know, some of the Indian local natak, you know, dramas and, act and play. Like in Karnataka, you are Yakshagana, or in Kerala, Kathakali. I suppose there are something in every state. They sometimes put on that particular character's face over their face. So that is called a persona or a mask that you put on. Why is it called that word? Because in Italian or Latin, per means through and sonare means sound. You know, sonic boom and Sony and all that. That language is coming from sound. Sony come from the word sonare or sound. So Roman actors put that mask on when they acted to represent a character. So their voice came through, sonare, sound, came through the mask. Per means through. So people call it persona. The mask is called a persona. So your actual personality is covered by the mask you put on. It may be a beard or a mustache, the way you dress up and all that is a kind of mask. Everything we put on, a little bit of mask we all put on, and we see the personality through that. Okay? Sound through, sonare. Watch carefully the definition. Don't by heart a definition without understanding. Try to understand how the definition is created, then easy for you for the exam also to remember the concept itself. Distinctive and relatively stable. There are two things first. Distinctive, that means each one is distinct from the other. And relatively stable. Okay, that our personality is relatively stable over the time. Unless you get a little crazy or, pagol, Pythagor, if you have a pattern, and it's a pattern, regular pattern there. So, distinctive, relatively stable pattern. Okay, we can say this person's behavior is like this. That's predictable. And pattern of what? Thoughts and motives, remember head. Emotions and behavior. Okay, easy to remember. So remember the body. Thoughts and motives, emotions, and behavior. So there are three things there. Distinctive, relatively stable, a regular pattern, predictable pattern of thoughts, emotions, and behavior that characterizes an individual throughout life. I suppose. So learn from understanding the definitions, the main definition of the course. I hope you will be able to remember that. Put it together again. Think of these three things here on the left side: distinctive, relatively stable, and a pattern. Of what? Of thoughts and motives, emotions, and behavior. Three things. So first happens is thought, then emotion, then we see outside behavior. That characterize an individual throughout his or her life. So that's the simplest definition, and you should by heart the definition. From understanding this way, so head, heart, gut, thoughts, motives, emotions, and relations. You see this, how it goes. So first it gets in here, then it connects to your emotion, then it comes out as an action or behavior. That's how we process things. I am sure most of you heard this name, Sigmund Freud. A lot of the time we joke about Freudian way, Freudian personality style. We will have a short video. It's a cartoon. It'll playfully and jokingly portrayed, but it has the point very clear.
Hi, I'm Sigmund Freud. Today we're going to do psychology on the beach. Watch
It's
what
a
happens
beach
to this innocent
scene.
boy when a girl passes him on the beach. He is unsure on how to react as his conscious conflicts with his unconscious. The way the boy responds will be a physical representation of his id, his ego, and his superego. Let's see what each one has to say
So we
on
learned
the
those
beach.
Freudian terms.
First is the id.
Ego,
It is all in your unconscious.
superego.
You may not notice it, but you will
He
definitely
is
feel it.
playfully
Dude,
and
this girl is hot.
jokingly
You know what to do.
portray
Do
these three
it.
way for you to understand.
Maybe it's a good
quickly
thing we
and
don't
pick it
always
up,
listen
the
to that.
youngster's mindset.
Next is your ego.
But
It
the
is very
point
realistic.
made
It is
here,
both in your
what
preconscious
is
and your
we call
unconscious.
an id,
Okay, so here's kind of what we're
what is
thinking. You
ego,
probably don't have a chance. You know,
and what
maybe
is
she has a boyfriend.
superego.
She might even have a girlfriend. You never know. You don't even know this person. What are you thinking? Finally, to balance these things out, is your superego. It focuses more on social feelings and morals. You could try just to talk to her and see what she likes. Maybe you could run suntan lotion on her back. Just start slow. The boy's most likely action would be that of the superego. If the boy regrets his action, he may begin to show one of the famous defense mechanisms.
Let me put it together for you. So when you are a child in you, the child acting from us, that doesn't mean a little child, that means child in us. Spontaneous, I want that ice cream. I want to do this now. I want to kiss this girl now. So that's it is impulsive, quick behavior. Okay. And superego is your parent in you. The do's and don'ts we have heard from parents, the restrictions the parents are placed to you, the warnings maybe from your religion, your family, your culture that you received, sitting here as the superego. Okay, so it is been here, sitting there on there. Then the ego will act, listening to your impulse of the child and the teachings and dictates, the do's and don'ts of the parent, a balanced way. No, that means neither you allow the id or the superego to control you. Okay, you may take a decision that is a combination or the right decision that enables you to act with your adult. So ego does not mean usual English understanding of pride or superiority, ego behavior. No, ego is the combination of the two. Now remember, it is the child, the id is reminding you of your needs. I need food, I need rest, I need to have some fun, I need to get married or whatever it is. The needs, I need to put a sweater on maybe. So need, we have all needs there. So remember, every company follows the Maslow principle of a need. They recognizes the need in the world for something and they come with a product. So every product sold in the world somehow is meeting the need. So in a way, they are accessing the child part of us through the advertisement, promotion that you learn about a product need. Promotion is basically meeting this particular need. And the parent in us, the culture in us, religion in us teach the values. Do I need that? Do I need that now? Can we afford it? Is it a good thing? What kind of image I project by doing or buying that product, going for that product. And finally, the ego through attitudes. The right decision will come through the right attitude, and therefore this combination of needs and values are brought into our perspective or understanding, therefore we can have a right attitude in life. So I'm putting these together, the Freudian understanding and the Byrne understanding of these two. So if you look at carefully, from the inside of us, the self, oneself, then you have beliefs, values, needs, attitude, and finally the behavior. So people often see only your behavior. Behind that, there are attitudes and needs and values. They often don't see your self-concept. It's all hidden behind you. All these are behind you. People see basically the behavior. And where is it coming from? They don't see actually the self that is hidden behind. Unless when you go to a counseling or something, you might see that. So when you speak of personality, we are talking about this need hierarchy. That's what Maslow teaches. Need hierarchy and how to develop these needs into a full-fledged personality. So you learned about Maslow's and Maslow hierarchy. Already, I'm going to quickly put it together again so that you have a picture of this. You know, the pyramid that you learn, physical needs, safety needs, I call safety needs, security, I use that word security for the acceptance, which means this is a, we might call it a social need or psychological need. These two are mostly physical. And then you go into significance, to feel important. When you get a good score, when you get some prize in something, and then you have self-actualization finally. So you will be aware of these two particularly, security, acceptance, and become important, accomplish. So at this time, you will be thinking of these two. You know, I feel accepted by my boyfriend or girlfriend, by the school, college, my professor, and by securing a good job and good marks, good grades, I feel also important for my family, in the class, in the group, etc. So nowadays, at this age, you will be concerned about these two areas particularly. So if you put it, everything needs survival. So a deficiency need must be met to survive. Deficiency means something lacking in the organism. Any organism, any living being would have to, if survive, a need is there, deficiency need, something lacking, something missing. When I have a fever, I need food. I still need food, but I don't feel like eating. When I go to the town, I want an ice cream, but you don't need an ice cream. So you know the difference between need and want. There are times we are not distinguishing between a need or a want. I need to keep the phone always in front. It's a need or a want. Maybe it's a want. I don't need. So which are the deficiency needs you saw in Maslow? So I'm putting them into two sections there. So deficiency, any human being need physical, food, shelter, all those elements are physical needs. A lot of people in India don't have safety in the villages. The houses are not strong. The young girls, women are not safe in this country. So secure houses, travel safely, cross the road safely. I can walk at night safely. A lot of things in this country are not safe. Security is a different word. Here I mean emotional or social security, which means acceptance. I come to the class, I came from a non-English background. I am not so good looking as other people. I come from a poor family. I come from another state. I don't speak English well. Still I am accepted. I am liked by people. I can be with any group there. That's another need. So physical safety, again, is kind of physical, and security. I am accepted. Those are deficiency needs. Human beings have the second set of needs called potency. What I could become, where I can reach. I can jump that high. That's a potency in me, a possibility. If opportunity is given, if I have the means, I have the occasion, the opportunity, I can do better. That's called our potency is lying there, hidden there, sometimes not tapped enough, sometimes unknown to me. So significance, or we call accomplishment. Accomplishment. So colleges like this give you that opportunity to feel significant, important, and I feel actualized. In fact, towards the end of his life, Maslow put one more, which was not officially published, called self-transcendence. You've seen many people in sannyas or becoming priests or nuns and all, social workers. Gandhi does that self-transcendence. Satyarthi, self-transcendent for a greater cause, greater value. Mother Teresa, we have people like this have done that. They go beyond themselves. They have actualized. They go out to actualize other people. They give up their own life, forget about themselves. Good mothers and good fathers do that. Self-transcendence. What they could not achieve, they want their children to achieve. They do everything for their children to achieve. So we also seen this aspect of life around us. So you have these two aspects combined together. You have a sense of your identity. Every human being needs to sense that identity. Who am I? Who am I? Tatvamasi. Okay. So you need two components there. Get to identity, what is lacking, deficiency, what is possible to become, potency. So these two needs to be met. Erik Erikson is another psychologist, and I like you to know the connection between Abraham Maslow's need hierarchy and the steps or stages of growth from Erik Erikson. First, we shall listen or see those stages as given by Erik Erikson in this video. He calls them psychosocial.
Erik Erikson developed his 8 stages of psychosocial development to explain how humans evolve morally from infancy to late adulthood. In each stage, a person confronts and hopefully masters a set of challenges, building on the successful completion of earlier stages. Failure to complete each stage may lead to future problems. The first stage centers around the infant's basic needs being met by the parents. The infant depends on the parents, especially the mother, for food, sustenance, and comfort. If the basic needs of the infant are not met, she may learn to mistrust and find that the world is an unpredictable and unreliable place. As a child gains control over limited functions and motor abilities, she begins to explore her surroundings. Children in this stage begin to feed, wash and dress themselves, and use the bathroom. If caregivers demand too much too soon, refuse to let children perform tasks of which they are capable, they may instead develop shame and doubt about their ability to handle problems. Children in this stage face the complexities of planning and developing a sense of judgment. Children in this stage are gaining independence from their caregiver and are able to make choices about the activities they would like to pursue. This can include risk-taking behaviors such as crossing a street alone or riding a bike without a helmet. If the parent encourages the child's efforts while also helping him make realistic and appropriate choices, he develops initiative. But if instead the parent discourages his pursuits, the child can develop guilt about his needs and desires. Children at this age are becoming more aware of themselves as individuals. They work hard at being responsible, being good, and doing things right. Erickson viewed the elementary school years as critical for the development of self-confidence. Children at this age need recognition for the things that they do. If they're instead ridiculed by their parents or teachers, they may develop feelings of inferiority about their capabilities. The adolescent is very concerned with how he is viewed by others and how he fits in with his peers. As they make the transition from childhood to adulthood, adolescents ponder the roles they play in the world around them, with their family, their friends, and society as a whole. In their quest to fit in, adolescents may experiment with different activities and behaviors. This can lead to role confusion. While young adults are still eager to blend their identities with friends, in this stage they begin to focus on building intimate romantic relationships. While many young adults desire love and companionship and pursue that, some are afraid of rejection and being turned down, which can lead to isolation. Once people have established their identities, they are ready to make long-term commitments to others. They become capable of forming intimate, reciprocal relationships. During middle age, the primary developmental task is contributing to society and helping to guide future generations. When a person makes a contribution during this period by helping to better society, she feels a sense of productivity and accomplishment. If a person is self-centered and does not feel that he has helped to contribute to the betterment of society, he may develop feelings of stagnation and be dissatisfied with his productivity. As people people grow older, they tend to slow down their productivity and begin their retirement. They contemplate their accomplishments and are able to develop integrity if they see themselves as leading successful lives. If they feel they did not accomplish enough in life, this can lead to despair, depression, and hopelessness.
These two goals of life will be presented to you by two videos taken from nature. I want to say that in nature it is so much embedded, protecting one's identity, holding on to one's identity, as well as giving life to others. Don't think only human beings do that, but also animals have that sense of identity and that part of protecting one's life as well as giving life to others. First, we have a mountain lion who in the afternoon sun sees a little bear having fun in the sunlight, and then he thinks of his lunch. That running for safety and security is part of life. Today it may be young girls or women running for their safety, or maybe animals, or the poor sometimes, bonded laborers, or their safety and identity is part of that struggle in life. Well, the bear is stuck on that tree branch or there is no any connecting the other mountain. But nature has provided to us many sources of safeguarding activity. Sometimes the cry of a young boy, maybe the way to run not through foolish things but through around sometimes, like the bear might be a way. Floating in the water like that, lying forward. If you wait for often, are you about to climb onto a little right thing? Come to where we have some arrows down. The flow of the river, the bear, the water to save itself. And we get back to the same place. It's the land right there. Wounded, but he felt his mother. This is one weapon. Maybe the last resort. So your identity or safety of the second animal we have is a leopard. She's a monkey. It stealthily goes.
It was madness, a wild and reckless risk. By some miracle of fate, Lacedaemon silenced the baboon before the enormous troop could notice. In that instant, Lacedaemon, the curious cub, made one of her many transformations. She was suddenly a slayer of her most feared enemy. Quite suddenly, this already momentous kill took an amazing twist. Something moved in the dead baboon's fur. A day-old newborn. It took a moment for Lacedaemon to notice. She's always been curious.
Innocent little baby.
But instead of a swift bite to the neck, Lacedaemon stopped, then lay down with the baboon. She didn't know how to react.
Right? She went to kill an animal to eat.
Hyenas would normally send her scurrying for the trees, but this time she gently lifted the baby to safety first.
The baby to safety first upon the tree. Then she faces the hyena.
Only then did she return to confront the hyena. It was an aggressive defense, protecting the baby, not defending her kill. Then she turned her attention back to the baby. For a cub not yet 2 years old, the sudden arrival of a baby baboon in her life must have been confusing. Lacedaemon's eyes never left the baby for hours, and strangely, this newborn started following her everywhere, reaching out to her, most likely imprinting on his new surrogate mother.
Life to others, protecting other lives and innocent lives, as the leopard does, so carefully, so gently, so lovingly. It's in nature. We human beings should not miss it and lose it.
And Lacedaemon seemed to be caught up in her own internal
and selfishness. Ability is what you are capable of doing. Motivation determines what you do. Attitude determines how well you do it. Lou Holtz was the coach of Notre Dame University where I studied. That's how he motivated the team, the American football. So we all have got ability, the resources, but attitude determines how well you do it. And motivation determines what you do. Like the leopard, it has a capability, attitude made it to protect and safeguard the child, and the motivation made it to carry it up on a tree and face the hyena to make this safe for the baby. The greatest discovery of my generation is that human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitude of mind. Attitude of mind. Somebody offering many gifts and money